I know. I've been doing a terrible job of uploading content to the channel lately. I think it's been over a month since my last video, and I apologize for that. But I'm gonna blame all this on seasonal depression. The weather in Pennsylvania has been horrendous for a very long time. And when I do actually have time to make a YouTube video, typically I'm doing things outside, driving, or with my car. It's been raining, it's still been snowing. It's actually supposed to snow again tomorrow, so it's getting ridiculous. So I've had, seasonal depression, severe lack of motivation. We have been traveling a little bit on the weekends. My daughter has some gymnastics meets out of state. So I just, when I do have the time, I'm either not motivated or the weather has been horrific. And I haven't had much content to upload. I haven't really been doing any modifications to the vehicles. I haven't had any new cars to review, so those are all excuses. I get it. So today, we're gonna make a new video finally. So right now, which I never thought I would say this ever, I have 3 car payments, and they're all over $500. So we have the new Bronco, which we bought, we didn't lease. So the payment on that's like $514. I have the 21 F150 that we're in today. That is a lease. My payment's like $505. And then I have the 19 Mustang GT Performance Pack Level 2, and the payment's just over $500 on that. So we're $1,500 a month now in car payments and a little over $300 on insurance, and kind of over it. So I've been thinking about getting rid of the truck and the Mustang and getting one more useful vehicle. So I love both these vehicles, but the truck has been my daily driver, and I don't need to be driving around in a full-size truck every day. And the weather hasn't been that conducive for driving the Mustang. So the Mustang, I absolutely love, and if you watch the channel at all, you know I searched an entire year across the whole country to find this exact car, and I ended up getting it shipped in from Washington State, which was a debacle amongst itself. But a year I searched for this car, and I've owned it less than a year, and I'm kind of already over it. Like, I love it. It's a fantastic track car. It's pretty comfortable to drive on the street. But my kids are getting bigger. The back seat's getting smaller. So when I have my smallest child, my son, behind me in the booster seat, I have to slide my seat forward, which makes it somewhat uncomfortable to drive. And since we traded this Sienna in on the Bronco, I still want to have something large enough to take the family on vacation. The Bronco can do it, but it's going to be real tight. Cargo space is limited, and it gets 15 miles per gallon with the bigger wheels and tires on it, which kind of sucks. So I've been contemplating, I'm not saying I'm going to do it or anything just yet, but thinking about getting rid of the Mustang and the truck for one vehicle. Now, it's probably going to have to be SUV-ish, because I still have dirt bikes, still have bicycle racks, so I need to either tow or have like a hitch rack that I can fit my dirt bike on, so it's going to have a tongue weight of like 250 pounds. Little bit of ground clearance so that it doesn't drag. So I'd like to get something performance oriented, something cool that you guys are going to want to see content of, and condense my 2 500 some car payments into one. Ideally, I'd like it to be less than $1,000. Then hopefully the insurance would go down, and I'd only have maintenance on one vehicle. So I'm looking for input from you guys, hopefully from someone who has some sort of a performance SUV that they could give me an owner's review of, or if they know someone that has one that really likes it. So I'm kind of all over the place. I don't know why I want another Ford. I worked for Ford for 19 years. Now I don't, but I own 3 Fords now. The Explorer ST would fit the bill, but I know 2 friends, well, I have 3 friends that owned them. 2 of the friends, Lemon Law, the first one, the first guy, he got a second one, and he's in the process of lemon lawing that one for various different reasons. The third friend, Lisa, she's had no issues and she loves it. So something along those lines of a performance SUV that could fit the family. So a while back, I was looking at the Porsche Cayenne, and that was the only SUV that me and my wife both agreed on that we would both like to have. We ended up getting a Sienna, which, in my opinion, all-wheel drive Sienna is the most versatile vehicle on the planet. It has a ton of cargo space, ton of people space. It doesn't get terrible gas mileage. You put a hitch on it. Fantastic vehicle, but I don't really want an SUV as my, minivan as my daily driver. So a Cayenne, possibly. I was looking at the X5Ms, but they're still a little pricey for. I'd like to get a newer version of it. There's a couple vehicles from Mercedes that are really sweet. So I'm kind of all over the place. So I'm looking for input from you guys, or if you went down this road, had a performance car and a truck, and tried to go SUV, didn't work out, did you go back? Did anyone have an SUV and said, no, this isn't cutting it, I want to get a truck and a sports car? So basically what I'm looking for is input from you guys, hopefully with some experience with this situation, or if there is a vehicle that you guys would like to see on the channel. So it doesn't have to be a third row SUV. It wouldn't hurt though. I wouldn't be opposed to that, because it's nice to be able to put the grandparents, to ride along with us sometimes, or a friend. So I'm not opposed to third row, and I'm really kind of looking at everything. I never thought I would say the word Jaguar ever, but I don't even know what it's called. F-Pace SVJ, like those are pretty awesome, good performance numbers. The reliability is probably garbage, like most Jaguars. But like I said, I'm kind of all over the place. I was actually going to get the Mustang out in this video as well, but of course it's raining because I'm off work. That seems to be the theme of this weather. If I'm off work, it's terrible. If I'm out at work, the weather's pretty decent. Now, with the two vehicles I have, I'm still planning on making content, but I'm very indecisive when it comes to vehicles. I have a short attention span with pretty much everything, but especially with vehicles, sometimes I own them for less time than it actually took me to find them, like this Mustang. I've had it for less than a year. I looked for it for over a year, but I don't know what to do. I may keep them both and be happy, but ideally I'd like to cut some of the payments back, some of the insurance costs, maintenance costs. I mean, they're both fairly new and haven't required much maintenance as of yet, but that's where I'm at right now. So if you guys are like, no, you're stupid, keep both those cars, are awesome, that's great too. I mean, I'm certainly considering that, because I like both vehicles. They're exactly what I want in those two particular vehicles. Like this F-150 is like the exact spec I would have built. It just so happens the dealer had getting one in, and that Mustang, super rare to find a GT Performance Pack Level 2 with all the options. If you haven't seen the car, it's Velocity Blue. It has the black leather Recaro seats. It has the bigger screen with navigation. It has the B&O sound system. It has the active valve exhaust. So to find a PP2 with that loaded of equipment, it was, I thought, impossible. I didn't even think that car existed. But I did find it in the right color, low mile. It's still under bumper to bumper until next month. So if that's a car you're interested in purchasing, if I do go to sell it, I'm probably going to ask around $41,000 for it. I don't think you're going to find another one in the country with all that equipment. And then, of course, it has all the PP2 stuff, the Magna Ride and the front splitters and things like that. It's manual transmission, of course. That's all available. The only way it comes in the PP2. So that car may be for sale. The F-150 I'm driving now is a lease. But I do have equity in it, and it may have appreciated a bit since I bought it. So I could potentially sell this truck as well. It's only got 4,000 miles on it. The Mustang has just over 18,000. So that's what I'm looking at. Or if you want to see modifications on my current vehicles, I want to hear about that too, because I'm not opposed to doing that. I just haven't been doing it. And, you know, of course, we have the 21 Bronco Outer Banks. We did a few modifications to that. I actually have another Bronco on order because I thought my wife wanted to get a red one with a hardtop, and now she's telling me she doesn't want a red one or a hardtop. Bronco's still on order. Not sure when we're going to see it or if we're even going to take delivery of it at this point. But if you want to see another Bronco on the channel, we can shuffle some things around. So I kind of been holding off on doing modifications to our current Bronco because I thought we were getting the 22, but that now may not happen. I also have the F-150 Lightning on order, but I did not miss, or sorry, I missed the cutoff for the next round of builds, so I probably won't see this till late 2023. And I also have the electric Silverado on order, which I probably won't see till 2024. So like I said, I bounce around with vehicles constantly. I've had over 50 vehicles in my life, so not sure what I'm going to do, if anything, but I'm looking for your input. Sorry, I feel like I rattled on for a long time. I typically don't like to do that in my videos, but just trying to get that information out there and get your opinion on what you would like to see or your recommendations. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for checking out my channel. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Make sure you follow me on Facebook and Instagram. And please give me your opinions in the comments, and have a great day.